Hey there, everyone. I am Thakard, and welcome back to more Starfield. So, last time, the Lodge came under attack as well as the Eye, and there were casualties. We lost Barrett. Oh, well, I guess. Um, Barrett seemed fine, but his his story was just okay, and the fact that I didn't get anything for completing his story kind of soured me to even giving a crap about him. So his loss doesn't really bother me. Um, Interesting turns with the overall story. However, it's like we came under attack. They didn't get the artifact. They're like, well, okay, no problem. Well, what do you mean? Well, okay, no problem. So more questions than answers. We are now keeping the artifact on the ship. I guess we'll keep it there until I can find or build a suitable defensive location for the artifact pieces. Won't mean that we get attacked more often, but I've been able to deal with those ships pretty easily. So we have to go back to the lodge. I guess it's the continuation of this. But yes, hoping we learn more about all these things here coming up, because I have many questions, and unfortunately that last mission didn't really answer anything. It just, because I mean, we're literally headed right back to the lodge where we were before. Although, pretty certain the local authorities might not be happy to see us, considering that we had a running gun battle with what looks like many civilian casualties between us and the
From
the
what
other
I'm
guys.
seeing, this
Whatever the hell
world
the
has
other guys
all the
was.
essential building blocks to support life.
Something's wrong here. Oh yeah, things have not gone well.
If you were a victim of the recent attack, please remain calm. UC Security has everything under control. Keep moving right through the checkpoint.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
This reminds me of oh crap, the Citadel at the end of the first Mass Effect, as the attack on the Citadel is going on. This entire New Atlantis kind of had a Citadel feel to it.
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave. No, probably not.
Am I supposed to care, Donna?
Another day, another credit. Oh, hi there. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing terribly.
See you around.
No, there was this giant attack. People died. I do like these vivariums. I don't think they're aquariums. And they might be aquariums. Actually, they look sealed. I was wondering if it was like the water from above. So I think there's what, yeah. Nope. Okay. I was expecting things to be happening. I don't know why we couldn't just fast travel to the lodge. This area actually looks pretty... I mean, we weren't running through this area, so it kind of makes sense that it's rather untouched, but at least the Starborn, that's their name, didn't spread further from where we were. Huh. It's weird. I wonder why we couldn't just fast travel here. I'm assuming it was just so you could see the damage in the spaceport.
Constellation has suffered losses before, although none quite so violently.
I sure hope they pick up.
Theo, I need to be checking everyone's vitals. Now really isn't the time.
I know. Look, we all feel like we've been kicked into the ground a million times over, but I think I have something. I'm serious.
Okay, Mateo, what is it?
I know our encounter with the Hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but
No,
he
I actually
said
want to talk
something
about it.
that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that?
He said our part in glimpsing the Unity was over.
Exactly. Somehow. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilas's speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. Look, I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all to take, but why not talk to him?
Alright, it's just a word.
It's right here in the city, just a block or so from the lodge.
Alright, let's do it.
There's no harm in gathering more information. A visit to the Sanctum might actually be quite enlightening.
Thank you. I know it's not much to go on, but something about this feels right. I'll meet you over there.
We should have a tea when you have the time.
You forget. Don't let you take a place like the lodge for granted. Until it's threatened.
If nobody picks up, like the next time I'm in here, I'm going to be really, really pissed if this place is still messy. What's up, Sarah?
Thanks for taking time to chat. I really need a friendly ear right about now. I received a message from Constellation, and it's given me a lot to think about.
Don't tell me Barry sent you another one of his dirty jokes.
No. I wish it was that simple. It's not from Barrett specifically. It's a line list of questions they need answered. Only I'm not there to answer them. You're not keeping me out here. I am.
It's literally one mission that she was required to go
Let
on.
me explain.
All right.
Before I joined Constellation, I served for 8 years as the head of the Navigator Corps, until the UC decided to axe the department. It was a branch of the United Colonies Navy, a small fleet of ships outfitted
So she's
for
always done
galactic
exploration stuff.
Basically, a military version of Constellation.
All right.
Had we notched some significant achievements, I'd agree with you. You see, the top brass demanded press-worthy discoveries to justify the spending, and money was
Now we
tight
got
after
some.
the war. Shutdown was inevitable. At the end of the day, I was in charge, so the blame obviously fell on my shoulders.
All right. Which
Yeah?
war are you talking about?
You told me that roaming the Starfield allowed you to favor the journey over the destination. So I'm hoping you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I failed because I was more concerned about exploring the stars than pushing a pencil.
Yeah, that makes
My
sense
lack
to
of
me.
Foresight, all I ended up with was a shattered division and a bunch of excuses.
That's boring.
That's just it, though. They left me to my own devices, and yet I somehow screwed everything up.
Excuse me. Calm down.
No, damn it. For once, I'm going to say what's on my mind instead of pretending that everything's okay. Call it whatever you want. My drive, my initiative, my optimism. It's been my greatest strength and my worst nightmare. It elevates me to these positions of authority, but all I want to do is explore, not sit and make sure all the accounts are balanced.
You're afraid that your absence will cause Constellation to collapse.
Yes, exactly.
Don't worry.
If it's obvious to you, imagine how obvious it is to someone like Barrett or Mateo.
Barrett's
They
dead.
must be itching to replace me by now. God
He's
damn
not.
it.
Don't worry, Sarah. I'm pretty certain Barrett doesn't care.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh, here you are trying to help me and I'm yelling at you. You have to understand. Once Aja retired, I lost the only person that gave a damn.
I'll always be there for you, Sarah. Ugh. Okay. Right in my face, too. I give a damn.
Of course you do. I'm just not thinking straight right now. Phew. This has taken a lot out of me, so maybe we should just leave things right here. But thank you for being there and listening. It helped. It really did.
Would have been interesting if they had adapted the dialogue for the current situation that we are in the game, because the fact that she's referencing Barrett like he's around is poor game design.
Morale in the lodge has been measurably reduced.
They could have easily had
I need everyone looking
done
out
it
for
in
each
such a
other
way
during this
that
time.
they
Losses
would have
at a
been
small
here,
group
you know?
like ours, especially
Or that it would have been recognized in the conversation where in the game you were. Oops, wrong one. Huh. Sam, let's get Sam back on the ship. We'll do Sam less because I don't know if his daughter is a point or not. Put you on the ship. So who do we have on the ship right now? Adoring Fan, yay. Ballistic weapons specialist. Bring Sam as well. We could do Vasco. Andreja. Good for the particle beams and the energy weapon systems, so there's that. Alright. Maybe we can get them all on the ship. Oh, I need higher command level on the ship? Huh. Okay, even though it's a 3 of 5 ship, I have to have a higher command level or something. Alright, so let's put Vasco to Abilene. Never mind. On the... Why won't you go to the ship?
I will be monitoring everyone's vitals for signs of
Okay. Screw it. Whatever. Don't care. Let's go. Missions. Unity. There this is. Oh boy. I thought this thing was like right next door. On the other side of the city.
It's amazing to think that this tree predates New Atlantis. Can you imagine all the changes it's seen?
Now I need to talk with Rhea. Alright, we'll talk to her at some point.
Sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office before I can set foot in there.
Like, you gotta be kidding me. It's plumbing. It's not a peace treaty.
It could cause an incident. It would
We'll see
mean
if we
my
get a
job's safe.
mission from this.
Fine. I'll begin the process. Wouldn't want to withhold a chance for more red tape from the great UC.
Nope, not a mission.
Hey.
Okay. Hey.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
Okay. Sure, whatever.
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
Oh, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago.
Azaleas are really, really easy to grow.
But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds?
You literally dig a hole, drop a azalea in, and it grows.
Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other even as our universe becomes even more complex.
I don't think it's the same
That's
unity.
not exactly what we mean.
Yeah.
Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something...
Secret?
Secret?
Perhaps we should talk about this inside.
The Sanctum Universum. Oh yeah, I don't feel like I'm in any type of cult or anything.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
We were attacked by a group called the Starborn.
We've lost people, Keeper.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And these Starborn, I take it they're different from the people of the settled systems? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe, beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought
It's
you
kind of
here.
the explorer thing, you know?
I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Okay, let's hear the story.
In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun, and he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code, a way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave?
Okay.
Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment and Varun have versions of this story.
They are dangerous.
Oh yes, typically. But there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I
usually
visited her a
just
couple
kill
of
them
times.
instead.
Hopefully, she'll be willing to talk to you as well. And if you need directions to the Enlightened, they have a branch in the well helping the poorest citizens of New Atlantis find a better life for themselves.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need
Okay.
to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
Okay. I wish the characters you have in Constellation. So, Barrett was okay. Sam Coe, by far, is like, I think, the coolest one. His little kid, perfectly fine, makes sense. Sarah makes sense. The other lady and Durat, whatever, her, I haven't done much with her yet. Doesn't necessarily seem bad. This dude, Mateo, whatever. I really can't care. And the one other lady who's kind of, I didn't mind her until that last mission where her voice acting was just so badly done. You know, it was like oof levels of badly done, you know? Maybe go, ain't going anywhere with her, you know? I can't even remember her name. So, yeah. I think we'll hang out with Sarah a little bit longer. Alright, so we have to talk to 2 people. We'll talk to the Varun prisoner. Try and get some more information on this situation.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another. Can you imagine how many credits flow through this place? Figuratively, of course.
Oh. Probably quite a few. Settled Systems News Network. Yeah, that would not be today, would it?
Hey, if you've got a problem with me, just say it. I don't want any of this passive aggressive.
No,
I don't want any of this passive aggressive stuff. If you got something to say about me, say it. You're ugly and you smell. Why would you say such a thing? That's how that conversation goes, by the way. It's usually if there's someone accusing someone of being passive aggressive, that's exactly what they are. Just saying. Oh, this isn't taking us to the room. This is taking us to the Enlightened first. Alright, fair enough, whatever. Don't care.
When you have a moment. I have something I need to discuss with you. Yeah?
Is it a board game?
Look,
Okay, here we go.
I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you.
Alright.
The fact that you risked your life to save me, I don't know what to say.
Your thank you is more than enough.
Then I'll say it again, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. My only wish is that my rescue hadn't come at the expense of Barrett's life.
Okay, so now
He was
we're
one of my
actually
closest colleagues and a cherished
like
friend.
moved past the death in the story for some reason. Now we're
He always knew how to
moving
make me
on. All right.
laugh. I'll miss him dearly.
Yes, yes. It was completely out of control. We got in over our heads. We paid the price. No one's blaming you. It was, yeah, she
I
could
really wish I
control
could
it.
believe that. Our charter at Constellation has always been to analyze the unknown, but rarely at the expense of our members' lives. Yet all the while, I've been cavalier about taking risks and pushing the boundaries, not appreciating the true cost of my actions. Had I not pushed so hard to pursue the Starborn, perhaps none of this would have happened at all, and Barrett would still be alive.
Maybe ifs, thens, whatever. Early.
Of course I can.
No, you can't.
Damn it! Why is this happening to us? We're explorers. Our curiosity pushes us to seek answers to life's mysteries. It's one of the core traits of humankind. Yet
Yes,
in
I
return,
agree.
this is what the universe throws at us.
Well,
Beings
yeah.
from God knows where who are trying to murder us. Why? What have we done wrong?
All right. Simply bad luck. Maybe we overextend ourselves. We've proven that there are some mysteries meant to be left unsolved. No. Okay. Listen here. And there should be an option to this, developers, because it's the right thing to say. Every single explorer has always had this same exact risk. If you're exploring the middle of Africa, you are at risk of being killed by some wild animal that wants to eat you, you know? If you are exploring, Mesoamerica or Central America way back when,
Hello?
you had the threat of being sacrificed to a god, if you were exploring, say you were exploring, into Japan, it's like the culture and the way things happen are completely different. You could say something, and boom, off with their heads. It's the risk of exploration. You're exploring in space. There might be a breach. You might die in space. You're exploring in the ocean. Your ship might sink. All that. That's just a part of exploring. And there should be an option right here that says, that's just what exploration is. You know? But we have, it's simply bad luck. Maybe we overextended. Or we've proven that there are some mysteries meant to be left unsolved. This one is completely done. It's like, it's just bad luck. That's what exploration is. You go out there, you see the unknown, you see the dangers, you deal with them, you move on.
No. I refuse to allow Barrett's death to be attributed to bad luck. It isn't fair.
Should we go through the stages of grief with her right now? Because that was...
Stop exploring. Stop pushing the boundaries. Take a more aggressive posture towards the universe. I don't know where to begin.
You know, I mean, she's just going through the stages of grief right now, right? What are the stages of grief again? Let's see here. Because that was her definitely, like, not... she hasn't reached acceptance yet, okay? That was anger. Now let's see here. Stages of grief. Denial. She covered that. Anger. She's covering that right now.
You're awfully quiet.
I think we've moved on to bargaining right now. We keep doing what we're doing because we never did anything wrong in the first place. We continue to move forward. Use extreme caution.
I suppose you're right.
I think this is depression.
The same fatal mistake twice.
That's depression.
Well, I suppose that's all I had on my mind for now. Oh, it was a relief to get all of that out in the open.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is acceptance.
But I assure you, it's nothing personal. You're the only one I feel comfortable talking with about these things.
What happened right there was that a writer of the game...
This won't be the last time I intend to cry on your shoulder or scream in your face. Well,
what happened right there is
a long road
that...
ahead of us. I suppose it's high time we get back to work.
All right, thank you. What happened there is that a writer was like, wouldn't it be cool if she was going through the stages of grief? Which it would be interesting. And then I said she, not that the writer was necessarily a she. And then the writer had her go through the stages of grief within 5 lines of dialogue. I think they could have drawn that out a little bit more into like 5 conversations instead of just 5 lines.
We run a number of social programs from financial aid to food banks.
All right, let's talk.
It's about the financial or food assistance programs we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, we're not. Sorry. Can I help you?
Keeper Aquila sent me. I need to talk about the Pilgrim.
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about
overall,
this
I like her
a ton
character.
of times, and there's no record of a Unity Pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative: humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilas is describing.
Okie dokie. Going to recite meeting notes at me. I want coffee and donuts. Wow, how can you have such a badly written, I won't say badly written conversation, such a rather condensed conversation with Sarah about the stages of grief, you know, that makes it just a hash of garbage. And then you have such a winning line right here.
A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that.
Problem of two? Are we going to get into Sith stuff here? There are only two. I also hit the number 2 with a fiery passion. All of a sudden, we're getting good lines. You can kind of...
I'm sorry, were you about to say something?
You can kind of tell that different people are written by different people. You know, different characters are written by different people. It's pretty blatantly obvious.
It's part of our core principles. There's no God pushing us to do good for some eternal reward. We have to help each other because we choose to. If no one takes responsibility for making the settled systems better, then we're just leaving it to the tyrants to bully the rest of us.
Okay.
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
All right.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
You're a typical ethical atheist. Spaceport. Alrighty. Are we actually in the spaceport, or do we have to hop the train? No, we're in the space. Okay. Alright. I am going to say this. The spaceport is once again back open. I don't see any damage from the attack that just happened. It would be nice if there was some. I mean, the barricade isn't up anymore. It would have been nice if there was some type of damage. It's like, it looks pristine. It looks like Voyager the next week. That being said, if I go back into the lodge and it's still completely trashed, I'm going to be pissed. Because this place, spotless. If the lodge is trashed, I'm just going to be annoyed greatly.
Zara, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Mateo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
We're going to listen here.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Can do. Thanks again, Sergeant.
All right, Sarge.
Been up there, huh? Space? Must be cool. I never get to go to space.
Yep, it's not all it's cut out to be. All right.
Huh?
Huh? Get out of the way. Scoot. Yeah, you stand. You stand over there. Stay put. I gotta talk to this guy.
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
That is the single loneliest statement I've ever heard.
Jokes. You come to hear about Varun. Like the guards. Like the Keeper.
I don't think it was a joke. It was an attempt at some genuine sympathy.
No, it was a
The
joke.
Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
I've certainly dusted some of their followers.
Anything you could tell us would be tremendously helpful.
Yes, I have spoken to your keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me.
Okie
Jinan
dokie.
Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all. I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless.
Okay, then.
Strength and conviction show your worthiness to the Great Serpent. The kill is not as important as showing there is no doubt. I grow tired of speaking. Leave
Trying to figure out how these two things give us enough information to figure anything out. So, one guy...
I wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere. It's because they have little outposts.
So one guy, this guy, this dude came to them and their leader killed him. And it happened 4 times. Could have been a Starborn, because I've killed Starborns and they just kind of disappear and they come back later. I mean, I popped the hunters a couple of times and they just came back. And then with the atheist dude, it was just someone who was asking questions about, you know, well, what if someone doesn't believe stuff like you? What about then? And they don't really know what to say, because it's hard to establish matters of faith when you have none. So I guess we're going to go talk to the first group again and see if he can make anything out of the stuff that makes no sense. I was hoping for a little bit more, like I said, answers to questions. Excuse me. Or even in this case, maybe more confusion in answers to have even bigger questions. It's like, what does this all mean then? Right now it's like, why did I just walk all the way around there to talk to these people? They didn't really say anything. So hopefully we get a little bit more information here, because I am interested in these things, okay?
Well, you're back.
I am.
What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought?
The Enlightened stories use the word second and two. I spoke to the Verazun Zealot. She said Jinan fought 4 times over 120 days. Okay, so are we really just going to put numbers in here? I mean, second and two and two. Are we gonna do? That's 4 times.
If you have questions, I'm happy to try and answer. But you do have to actually ask first.
Yeah. We'll just talk about stuff.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn?
Not very helpful.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
120. Okay.
Yes.
Coordinates, I guess.
What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Oh, I hear you. Endum?
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum. At 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for like a specific unity.
3 minutes with multiple people.
If you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
Something sacred out there, bringing everyone together. It's just a word. I need to take responsibility for finding it, not pray. Only total conviction will bring us the truth. We are being tested. There's stuff out there that we don't know.
That holy? Gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified?
Gravity is a miracle, just like life itself. No, that's just a natural force. Unity is something greater. Isn't it already sanctified?
It is one of the great contradictions of belief. We feel the presence of something out there, but we insist that it is also everywhere. So you think this word unity describes that divine unknowableness that the Pilgrim searched for?
Ancient humans thought the concept of gravity was miraculous. Until we know more about the unity, we also could be jumping to the wrong conclusions.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
Has it? Really? Well, I can tell one thing about the writers over at Bethesda. They have no idea how to write anything that's faith-based. The only thing that sounded anywhere accurate were the atheists. Okay? Who would have thought? Okay. Let's see what the mission has us doing next, because going to Indum 2. That is the way that they came to that decision just makes absolutely no sense. Anyways, we will continue on with this in the next mission. I was hoping for more answers in this one, and yeah, we didn't get any, and there wasn't even any gunplay. So I'll catch up with you guys in the next episode, and hopefully we'll get something to shoot at, you know? We had that really, really great mission, and then we've had this. Here's hoping it gets better. See you later. Bye-bye.